you still rank up and get XP, whatever, so significantly. Like that's the one thing I like about Brink is that there's more than one way to get XP. You don't necessarily have to kill somebody to rank up. But anyway, getting off of Brink, for the day before I get into my daily before I get into my video hand or daily hand, whatever. The first thing I wanted to say, cause a lot of people seem to don't understand the concept of the leaderboards on zombies. Now as you guys know, like in the first couple of map packs, there were well, glitches or whatever. Like there were certain things you could do, like infinite ammo, a certain spot where the zombies can't hit you, stuff like that. And some of that has carried over to Black Ops, such as like you could get like a gas crawler or like a regular crawler, and you can stand up next to the sentry gun, whatever, the turret in the middle of the theater, and it will hit you, and then you could just get on top of it, and then you could just sit there and just let your PS3 run, and after so many minutes or hours, the zombies would just drop, and then you would just instantly go over to the next level. And then there was another glitch with infinite monkey bombs, automatic ray gun and thunder gun. I think like I know some of you guys are just like, oh, yeah, that only works sometimes, but a friend of mine, he's actually done it every time I play with him. It works for him every single time. Like he's literally done it by about 20 times straight, and it keeps working for him. Like it did not stop working until probably about a month ago, whatever. But I'm just talking as in relativity to whenever the glitches first came out or whatever. Like whenever you first learned or whatever the glitch, like shoot the box 4 times, go prone and come back up, shoot it 4 more times, and it's like an automatic ray gun or thunder gun. Like glitches like those or whatever, like those actually like work for some people a lot and very frequently, very successful. And then there was another one. It was the 3 weapon glitch. Whenever you have to try to, I think it was like you revived an opponent right next to the mystery box, and then you could end up and you could revive him and pick up a 3rd gun or whatever. But like glitches like those are the reason why I do not trust the stats at the highest level of the leaderboards. Like people, like whenever I go to the leaderboards, I see level 86 with 2 people or whatever, and I'm sitting there just thinking to myself, whatever, or then the people are just like people are always adding those people, and they're talking about, so, oh my god, they have to be so beast and whatnot. What I think a lot of people don't understand is those people at the top of the zombie leaderboards on every map are probably hacked, probably, or whatever. Like in the old maps, like whenever I go back and I look at the stats for like the old maps, like the highest round that they got to was like 64. That I believe is legit or whatever, because, well, of course it's one of the old maps and the highest is 64 instead of like 86. I mean, like 64, that's a reasonable number. I can see somebody getting around 64. Somebody getting around 86, that I do not see. You want to know why? It's because of the fact that, let's see, well, I'm at around 41, and let's see now, it took me two and a half hours. No, actually no, it was more than that. The footage was 2.5 hours, but my video game footage is actually sped up a little bit, so it actually took me about 3 hours. Like, it may not look at whenever you guys watch the video, but it's actually slower whenever I'm actually playing it, just a tad bit, not that much, but it makes a difference. But it was actually about 3 hours for me to get to around 41, and afterward it starts taking a really long time. Like Syndicate, and I have to agree with him because I went around 50. Whenever you're at like 49 or around 50, it takes you forever to kill the zombies. Like you will spend like literally about 20 minutes on one round. For you to get to about round 86 will probably easily take you over probably at least 17, 18 hours of straight gameplay. And with this, keep in mind, because you have 2-3 people playing that or whatever, unless there's split screen, that means that they cannot pause it. That means that there has to be an active crawler at the end of every round. So that means basically they're eating, they're using the bathroom, and they have nothing else to do for those, well, not nothing else to do, but they're putting everything else aside for those 18 to 24 or however long it takes, which is going to be an extremely long amount of time. They're putting that aside just to be able to play zombies or whatever. And the thing is, though, it becomes extremely harder to save zombies in the later rounds unless you know what you're doing. You're running with 2, 3, 4 people, somebody's gonna kill the last zombie by accident. And the thing is, though, like whenever you do play that long, like I don't know about you guys, but I don't wake up in the morning Well, I did once or twice or whatever, just because I literally planned on playing zombies throughout the whole day, which I did. But I hardly ever wake up in the morning at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, saying, okay, we want to go to a high round, so we're gonna spend all day playing the game. No, most people normally they don't play zombies until the evening. So they're playing zombies in the evening. Let's just say you start at 12 o'clock. Well, you start at 12 o'clock. That midnight of that same day, or I guess you could say the beginning of the next day, you're probably only gonna be at maybe around maybe 60 roughly, maybe 60, maybe 70, but definitely not 80. And after that, well, then you're talking about staying up past midnight constantly playing zombies. So I mean, like, and you keep on going past that. I mean, like, after around 70, it's probably going to increase to about 30 to 40 minutes. Like eventually, probably in the 80s, it's going to take you maybe an hour to finish one round. Like, I don't know exactly because I've never been up that high. I can only make estimates off of what I'm doing. And the thing is though, with me, I have the power guns. I have the thunder gun and the ray gun. So I'm basically picking off the zombies as fast as I can, whatever. But they have 3 or 4 people. Only one of them can take out zombies like what I can. Everybody else has the HK, the RPK, Pack-a-Punch, the M16 Pack-a-Punch, or whatever. They have the lesser guns, which are gonna take a whole lot more ammo and a whole lot longer of a time to kill the zombies. And second of all, I'm going off of another thing to make it even longer, is the fact that I'm solo. They have 2-3 times as many zombies as I do, which means that if I take 20 minutes on a round, that means they're probably gonna end up taking about 40 minutes on a round, or whatever. So it takes an extreme amount of time for them just to be able to get to that high of a round. And whenever you take into consideration most of the people's lifestyles, and they may not be living in the same region, you have people going, for them to make it to that high of a round, they have to be going nights without playing zombies. I mean, that's literally, you start at 12 o'clock and you're playing zombies until 10, 12 o'clock the next day in the morning, or whatever. I mean, like that means you got absolutely no sleep. And another thing that I like to bring out is, you guys see the zombies, like I'm sitting here and I'm in here still knifing the zombies at round 41, putting probably at least 10 bowie knives into each of them, and I'm just now killing them. Can you imagine exactly how long it would take to kill the zombies, especially with the weapons or whatever? I mean, like, whenever you pack-a-punch a gun, I mean, you could pack-a-punch a Galil, RPK, HK. Eventually, it's just gonna get to the point where you'll be able to empty out all your bullets, and you may only kill maybe 4 or 5 zombies, which is gonna be extremely sad. Which means that you're gonna have to start running wall guns, and because you're gonna have to start running wall guns, that means that whenever you pack-a-punch them, you're gonna have to start spending 5,000 points. And sometimes, depending on how high you are, you may not be able to get as many points back as you were originally, because most likely, if you're running with 3 or 4 people, or 2 people, I guess you could say, most likely most people, like 90% of people, or actually I could probably go to say about 96, 97% of people are just going to be just running around, just basically just run the map. Like there's like the small audience that watches the Syndicate Project like I do, or whatever, and they know how to run the rape train and etc., which really ends up helping. But for people that don't know that, which is the majority of people who don't know how to run a rape train properly, they end up just running around the map, and for that, they don't get to rack up as many points as say I would. I can get 100,000 and not even think about them. To them, maybe 30,000 might be good, but to me, I'm like, I get 30,000 by like round 20 something. So they don't have as many points to spare as I do. So you have to take into factor the time that they're playing the game, the likelihood of 2 people being able to do it, or whatever. You have to also take into account the weapons that they will be using. And with all these factors into consideration, the only way I can possibly think of somebody legitly making it to such a high round, besides doing the glitches or the hacks like what they had before they patched them, is for both of the members, 2 or 3 people, to get the thunder gun and the ray gun. Now, people say this doesn't happen, but yes, it does happen, and very, 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 very small chance of it happening, but it does actually happen. And whenever it does happen, it becomes extremely easier to make it to what would seemingly be a high level. Now, some of the levels, some of the ranks in the higher level of the leaderboards and zombies, are they probably real? Yes, probably about maybe what 5%, because there's like you started like around 86, 96 all the way at the top, and then you scroll down and there's quite a bit of them. So I probably only say less than half, easily less than half of those are legit. I hardly doubt if all of those records at the top of the leaderboards are legit. And it's just too many factors to go into it. But anyway, getting off that subject, getting to the video at hand before the video cuts out. This one is actually gonna be kind of short, because I just wanted to like a little rant right there. But this video at hand is gonna be basically whenever you're playing zombies, to really I guess you could say just really think realistically. Like, people make plans saying, okay, we're gonna camp in this corner, or we're gonna do alleyway camping, or we're gonna run around and we're gonna get all of the best weapons or whatever. Like, they come up with all these crazy plans, thinking that they're gonna go to a really high round. But what I want to give advice to you guys today is, whenever you try to come up with a plan for zombies, if you're playing with a bunch of people, don't try to come up with some wacky plan like that. I mean, like it'll get you to a semi-decent round. Like, alleyway camping, highest you're gonna get is into the 30s. You are not gonna make it into the 40s, 50s alleyway camping unless you're just that good. You have to be headshotting zombies like a mug. I mean, you have to have absolute teamwork right there, because you need a lot of max samples in the higher rounds. But whenever you want to come up with a plan, you want to come up with something realistic. Like, there was a group, as I spoke of before, that had one guy doing the rape train and 3 other guys sitting over into the corner next to the M16. That can be done realistically, because that means all they have to do is just watch that one barricade over in the corner, and the occasional zombie that will stray away from the rape train. But for the most part, they're all there together. And then you have one dude running the rape train, which, if he was playing solo, he'd be getting to a higher round with, as long as he knows how to do it properly. But that is realistic. You can get to a high round off of doing that, just simply because it doesn't put you at immediate risk all the time. It allows them to be in control of the situation, instead of just running around the map where a zombie can run at you randomly, or basically you saying, okay, I'm gonna lock myself in a room or whatever, and I do not open up this door unless I'm about to go down. It puts you in one of those situations where you're just like, I mean, sometimes it becomes you get extremely close calls whenever a zombie is right up in your face and you want to open up that door so bad. And then sometimes you don't, you just say F it, the last person can just bump it out and you don't open it. And then other times you open it and then your strategy's broken, and then everybody in the lobby is just like, wow, why did you do that? You're like, I'm about to go down, and they're just like, you shouldn't have opened it, whatever. And then like freaking everybody in the lobby is just like, wow, now we have no idea what to do because you opened up the freaking door, whatever. And then they're just constantly, for the rest of the game, they're just running around, and then eventually, several times I've heard of this from my friends and whatnot, they go down within like the next 5-6 rounds, but they never really make it to an extremely high round. So I just want to leave you guys with that. Whenever you guys come up with a plan for zombies, if you're playing with a lot of people, please think realistically about what you're gonna do. Ask yourself, do I have the resources to last to a really high round of zombies? Do I have the ammo? Do I have the points, etc.? Is this reliable? Am I in control? But anyway, I hope these tips help you guys. I'm gonna have some special for part 15, so be looking forward to that, and peace.